Hello, welcome to the Stream of Blood. That ended abruptly. I wasn't ready. I was like staring at my notes. Welcome to the Stream of Blood. My name is Jared Logan. This is a channel where we play tabletop role-playing games, and that incredibly dark and mournful and brutal intro you just heard was because we are tonight playing Mork Borg, a dungeon crawl that is blacker than black. This is a dungeon crawl inspired by metal, specifically black metal. The incredible design of this book is just absolutely beautiful. And another really fun thing about it, you see how thin it is? You see how little it is? It's tiny. It fits in the palm of your hand. But also, one thing I forgot to mention last week is that the adventure that we are playing through was completely rolled using tables in the front and back pages of the book. So the entire adventure just came out of these random tables. Here's a little bit more of the random tables there. Adventure Spark, you can see there. So everything you saw last week, this is part 2, and everything you see this week just was the result of a couple D20, some D100 rolls. Kind of cool. I had to interpret those. I mean, come on, I did some GMing. I had to interpret those and turn them into an adventure, but I didn't have to do a whole lot. So if you are looking for something that you can play with your friends and they like images like this, the black goat, if they're into that kind of thing and you want something you can throw together without a lot of work, with simple rules, check out Mork Borg, designed by Pelle Nilsson. Forgive me if I'm getting anybody's name wrong. I am not Norwegian myself. Johan Nor, and a group called Dead People. They're just called Dead People. That's the name of their collective. And the Stockholm Cartel. Oh my God, it's altering reality and changing the focus on my camera. I'm going to bring in our players. Oh, before I do that, I should always mention, it's black metal, right? It's horrific. It's dark. It's got this kind of thing in it. So that means that there might be some violence in the game tonight. There might be some gore, some moments of grotesquerie. Arcane powers might be used to control people's minds. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, no problem. You might want to give it a pass. Another thing you can remember is that we always take your comments, questions, and reactions to our content very seriously. So if you do have a reaction, please share it with us on our Discord server, the Server of Blood. That will appear, I believe, in the comments here, because we would love for you to come and let us know any reaction you have to our game. We really do listen to all of them, and we really do take them seriously. Okay, that said, let me bring in our players. He is the Sultan of Flies, a wicked soul who has lived 1,000 lives, all decadent, all corrupt. The poison inside of him spreads to those around him, sickening them till they die, and that is why he is always alone. Please welcome the Dark Master. That is Mike Drucker.
Hello! Hi!
Yeah!
Yeah, rock and roll, right?
I'm giving people black metal intros tonight.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
Yeah, how are you, friend?
I'm good, living that black metal life.
Yeah.
Surfing out to tunes. I'm good.
Now, Branthrax is a gutter-born scum, and last week he used his special ability to great effect.
Yes.
Thoughts on that?
I think, honestly, not just the highlight of that game, but of all of role-playing was us taking down a cult member by making him throw up in his own helmet.
Yes.
I feel like that to me was just one of those moments where, like when you play an RPG and you can actually like remember it as if it happened better than the actual tabletop experience itself.
Yes.
That's how it feels.
I think a key to maybe the metal aesthetic is if you can't be dark, brooding, and mournful, at least fill a helmet with vomit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can't be Golgoroth, at least be David Lee Roth. Like that's what that's what I think. Let me bring in your next player. So happy to have this Queen of Pestilence on the show. 1,000 plagues have been uttered by her lips and spread across the world to kill children in their beds, old people in their homes. She is a queen of disease, and maggots do her bidding. Please welcome the lovely Diana D'Amico.
Hi,
Hello.
Queen of Disease here.
Okay, that's you can't get offended. That's cool.
No, it's awesome. I feel so much more badass now, but I don't know if I can live up to that hype.
I said the poison in Mike kills everyone around him, and that's why he'll always be alone. I mean, if anybody should get annoyed, it should be Mike.
But that's true within and without the game.
Yes. Yeah, it's true in all aspects of the game. Diana, hello. Your character, you were the muscle last time.
Yeah.
You came out of it pretty well. I don't think you took too much damage. Is that right? Like you
I mean, I took enough damage to kill either one of my cohorts, but I'm kind of like a big dumb slab of something strong, so
right, you're a fanged deserter named Hypoxia, and you can bite people. That's one of your attacks. That's pretty good.
I could try. It didn't go so well last week. So.
Well, hey, that's why we have 2 episodes, so that you always, when you're dealing with these fantasy F20 games, you always want your special ability to go off, and so we have 4 hours of game here. I bet you can make it happen tonight.
I hope I get to bite something.
Rip
and
their
I hope
fucking
my puke
throats
on
out.
Something else. That's why I'm here.
Yes. Let me bring in your third and final player. She is an avatar of madness that sends shattered dreams rippling through the consciousness of those that she connects with in the harsh nightmare realm that is her purview. Many screaming children can be heard, and choir bells of the lowest demons ring when she enters the room. Please welcome Paula Deming, everybody.
Hello, I'm so sorry I didn't have time to get ready today. So I just rolled out of bed. I know I didn't have time to do a thing, so I look a little but it's not because I don't respect what we're doing here.
No,
I just didn't have the time,
Paula, we've talked about this. It's fine if you just wear your day work
my normal
to the
stuff.
stream.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. By the way, what was it like singing as part of Kiss?
Fun story. I don't actually know how fun it is. I just don't know how to segue into this story. But I grew up in church. With a girl whose uncle was in Kiss.
Oh, interesting.
I don't remember which one he was. I think he was one with the
kitty cat
face. Yeah, I think so. I think he was.
Cat. That's Peter Criss? It's Peter Criss, I think.
Something like that. I don't actually know.
I'm not a big Kiss fan myself.
But
they're barely metal.
For us.
Yeah.
Well, you look fantastic. So does Diana. And Mike, you look great too, buddy.
Do you want me to turn my Alexa light to red? Would that help? Alexa, turn light red.
Oh! That really did help. That's
all
perfect.
Right. Rock and roll.
Oh, man. This
Magic powers.
Well, I was just telling these guys before the stream that someone commented that we had a bunch of wholesome folks for this black metal.
Well, not
RPG.
tonight. I couldn't be. You can't call me wholesome now, can you?
No, you're twisted with a Z instead of an S.
That's right. With the Z.
Let us recap. The recap is my favorite part of any game because usually players show up at the next session of a game completely mind wiped from what happened just a week previous, and I am a lot like players, but luckily I have my notes to fall back on. So you were all relaxing in an onion hut. In Finland, when you were approached by Sangua, a priestess of Necrobel, who wished to hire a group to enter the Dark Waste, a strange dome of darkness that had covered the small village of Goroth Glen. And inside the Dark Waste, she wanted you to bring out any horrors that you were able to find, and thereby she might confirm whether the Dark Waste is actually one of the miseries that were foretold in the prophecies of the Basilisk Verhu. And what a great sentence that was. So you all, with almost no prep at all, went running off into the Dark Waste, which is
what could be more metal than that?
Right. Meta. It's not metal to shop.
That's right. We can have a shopping episode.
It's not metal to sit with a checklist and go, okay, backpack, okay, sleeping bags. Like, that's not metal. So you ran off into the dark waste, which is like, it's a wall of almost like living, like hot, humid darkness. And upon entering, you found that you couldn't really see your hand in front of your face, and there were strange voices calling to you from above, and you nearly were bludgeoned by rocks that fell from the darkness above. But eventually, you found your way into kind of an inner sphere of the darkness, which wasn't quite as completely opaque. And you were able to like make out vaguely buildings and things here inside the dark waste, the former residences and shops of Goroth Glen. By searching them, you found a doctor's office that had some strange books on child diseases, and you also found a home, and inside of that home, you found a skeleton that had been burst from within, and it looked like an empty bassinet near that skeleton. Finally, you were attacked by wickheads. Wickheads, wait, I can bring them up here. Wickheads are these strange, they are human, but they're like cultists, and they're very dangerous, and they carry dirty knives and have lantern-like helmets that are able to shine even in this impenetrable darkness. Here's the wickhead right there on the, you see him. And you made short work of them. I mean, a little bit of damage was taken by the party, but God, an entire crowd of them surrounded you at the doctor's office, and you all managed to disperse them with your mighty powers of magic. Quill, the esoteric hermit, you used your mighty powers of magic. And
glared at him.
Yeah, and earlier, our friend, the Gutterborn scum Branthrax, made someone vomit so much that their helmet filled with vomit. And so you have dispersed the wickheads. They are out of your way. You have one of their helmets. I believe, Branthrax, you're the one that has the helmet, right?
Currently.
And you know that you can make that glow. And so let us begin in the deepest darkness, outside of the small wooden shed-like building that served as the doctor's offices, the surgeon's quarters. And you are still in this weird twilight, like you can just barely make out the outlines of things in this foreboding darkness, and you still hear whispers coming from out in the darkness around you. Delicious, mother and father. And you stand together in this darkness, having just dispersed the wickheads. Remember, your mission is to find the horrors that exist in here and bring them back to Sangua. What would you like to do?
How far can we see if my head is lit?
So if you light your wick head, you have to like put the helmet on. It's very uncomfortable. Weird bars like pull at your skin and your face and your neck when you do that. But when you like grimace inside of the helmet, it gets very bright, and you can see, I want to say, 25 feet in all directions around you when you do that. Even into this sort of wall of impenetrable darkness in front of you, you can kind of start to see through.
Guys, I'm starting to wish that we had gotten a clearer definition of horrors, because I don't know if this counts or not. Or
it's horrible.
It's pretty horrible.
Does that count?
The wickheads?
Yeah, like the helmet. It's pretty
horrible.
horrible.
The helmet. Well, as your game master,
the wickheads too.
Yeah, as your game master, I'll say wickheads are common all over the country. They're kind of like
these were especially horrible.
Right. I mean, bringing out like a wickhead's head may let Sangua know something about what has happened here in the Dark Waste. So, if you'd like, you could go back out of the darkness now and give that to her, and see if there's anything further to do, or you can keep exploring.
We do have a book too. I took the book. I have book with pictures of kids written in my down in my inventory, but it's the one about the kids' diseases. It's that we got from the
yes, sicknesses that affect children. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, they said something about going to like an altar, right, in the center of town. Should we just like check that out as one more thing to do before we get out of here?
We're here. We might as well. Just it's sort of on the way home.
And you're completely healed as well, if I'm not mistaken, because you actually all spent a night sleeping in this foreboding place. And so, if you'd like to go deeper into the town. You realize that there is, another one of these like walls of kind of living, undulating blackness ahead of you. But the Wickhead will allow you to see a little bit through it. Would you like to enter into it?
I at least would. If you guys want to as well, I'm good.
I do.
Hypoxia,
Yeah. Before we push forward, though, I'm going to ask Branthrax to take off the helmet for just a minute, so that I can break out the glass that would prevent him from spitting on anyone. Should that come up later on at some point. I want the ability of his fluids to be
Hypoxia.
Like top priority.
I know that you'd like to say that you're not smart and stuff, but that's a pretty good idea. I didn't think of it.
Make a strength roll, and that's your strength. I think gets a +2.
Yeah.
And your DR for that is 12.
Okay, I hit a 12.
Okay.
With the 2.
Hypoxia, you take your weapon. What is your weapon here? You have your staff. And you break out all the glass. And let me see one more thing. Yeah, you break out all the glass and stuff in it, and also like some of the little devices and flanges inside seem broken or bent now.
So it doesn't turn on?
Are you going to put it back on your face?
I feel like it's going to do HP damage to me, but I'm going to put it back on my face.
You put it back on your face, and are you activating it?
You know what? Why not? Let's activate it.
It doesn't come on.
You know what? I kind of expected that. I take off the helmet and I go, guys, I think the helmet broke.
Oh, that was a good idea, though.
Yeah, no, we like ideas. Hypothesis.
That was a great idea, except that when I rolled to see if anything was hurt, I got a result that it was.
Okay.
Well,
we got more helmets. We just killed a bunch more Wickheads, didn't we?
So did you kill them or did you make them flee? I think that
I feel like they ran off, but I can't actually remember.
They ran off. Yeah. You could go searching for them again.
And there wasn't anything in the house where we stayed the night that could have been used as a light source of some sort.
Yeah, there were actually. There were like there were like little lanterns and things like that.
I still have lard.
Yeah.
Wait, I will be like, oh wait, I think I saw something inside, and I'll go back into that house.
Okay,
you find the night in and try and get a lantern.
Yeah, you search around for a bit, and it doesn't take long because right there on the table where all the books were, you find a mundane lantern, a mundane light.
Okay, and is there a way to light it as well, or is it?
You can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can light it, and you turn it up, and a little bit of the oil kind of burns, and then suddenly there's a glow around you here in this kind of weird twilight world inside of the Dark Waste.
Okay, I'll go back out and say, I think everyone should grab hold of my staff that I have, and so we're all attached to it, and then maybe just walk as quickly as we can through the bit of extra dark, the deep dark.
The deep dark.
Sound like a plan?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We'll do it.
So
I'm gonna try and hold an arm over both Branthrax and Quill in case more rocks fall from the sky.
Okay, you are doing that. That's a great idea. So as you enter the deep dark, the second you enter the deep dark, your lantern gutters and goes out. And so
I knew this would happen.
Because you're the first one in. Since you're the first one in, you know that once it kind of got in, 6 feet in, it just guttered and went out.
All right, I'll call back and say, okay, the lantern didn't work, but let's just go real fast. Hold on to the staff. And I'll just start, like, moving really fast and hoping that they'll keep up with me holding on to the staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do Hypoxia and Branthrax follow Quill just running into the darkness?
100% I do.
100%.
Okay. So Branthrax and Hypoxia, you do as well?
Mhm.
Okay. As you are running, you suddenly hear a tinkling sound. Like a tinkling sound, like almost like wind chimes, kind of around your heads. What do you do?
Keep running. I just want to keep running.
Okay. What about the others?
Someone else want to?
I'm just trying to see if I have anything that could do anything. I don't know, man. This twinkling freaks me out. I might be for running.
I'll pull out my staff and sorry, Branthrax. I stop covering Branthrax's head. I pull out my staff and I just start swinging it around above my head.
Okay.
Because I'm taller than the other two, so I'm not going to hit anyone in the face, but
No, you won't hit anyone in the face. Here's what happens.
maybe I'll hit a creepy kid.
Here's what happens. The tinkling sound is all around you. Hypoxia, you whip out your staff and you start swinging around your head, and you realize that it's getting tangled in something as you whip it around your head. But you are keeping whatever it is away from your head.
Great.
Branthrax and Quill did not make a decision like that. So as they're running, fish hooks start to grab them in their faces and on their foreheads and under their chins, because fish hooks are hanging down in the impenetrable darkness and start to rip away at their faces. Both Branthrax and Quill take 1 HP of damage, and now must make a toughness roll for me. Toughness. And let's see, for our esoteric hermit, Quill, your toughness is a 10, so that's no bonus to that. And for our Gutterborn scum, Branthrax toughness 10, no bonus. So give me a roll and tell me how it goes.
I rolled an 18.
I rolled a 1.
Oh, no.
Branthrax, one of the fishhooks catches your eye.
No! Oh, God,
And
no!
it rips
No!
your eye, like catches you in the socket, and you're like,
No, I hate this!
and
I hate this.
You lose an eye. Which means I am now going to make all attempts to see anything or notice things or things like that. I'm going to make it like super high DR for you, and you're going to take another, let's see. You're going to take another 3 damage, Branthrax.
All right, so I'm at 0. Does that mean I'm dead, or does that mean I'm knocked out?
You are not dead until you get to negative. Negative damage. You all hear giggling from high above you after this has happened. Like, and you are in the purest blackness, and you must decide what to do, because all you know is that you've heard Branthrax go, "Ah!" And now Branthrax, even though you guys can't see this, Branthrax is hanging by his head by fish hooks in the darkness, with one hooked into where his eye has come out.
Oh.
Now who's black metal? Now who's wholesome, motherfuckers?
I wish I rolled better.
As soon as the hooks start tearing into us, I will stop running. So hopefully that will keep us from dragging Branthrax and doing additional. I'm going to shout out and say, "Who are you up there?" See if the giggler answers.
They're not answering. It's many voices, like, kind of tittering together.
Branthrax, you okay? It sounds like no.
And that's last thing. That last thing Branthrax can say before he passes out.
Would I have noticed him not moving because he was right behind me?
Yeah, you guys were all together, but it feels like you had to take a little bit of space to do your thing. Remember, you were telling me you didn't want to hit them in the head and all that. So
I mean, now it hardly seems to matter, but
you saved yourself from that trap.
it's true.
Well, look, I think that finding Branthrax in this darkness is going to be possibly a roll, or if someone has a really good plan.
We were all holding on to my staff, right? So in theory, he's just at the end of my staff if he didn't run off too much while this was happening.
All right. Very good. So you want to just kind of like reach down to the end of your staff and find him, right?
Yeah, or send. So I have Dog. You know what I'll do? I have Dog right near me, and I'll say, "Dog, go right back there. Get Branthrax, and see if the dog can go get him."
So Dog runs over to where Branthrax is hanging by his eye hole, and starts going. Ruff, ruff. Should I do that again? So did you get that?
What did he say? I had a hard time with the dialect is hard. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got it that time. So we know where Branthrax is. Now what do we do? I hate this
why
darkness.
isn't he talking? Why isn't he talking? Branthrax.
It hurts. It hurts.
Which part?
Mainly the eye part. Got torn out.
No. Branthrax, you can't speak.
I can't speak.
Unconscious. You're out of HP. I'm sorry, my friend. Maybe that's the shade of Branthrax deciding whether or not to leave his body.
If I reach back and touch Branthrax, can I feel the hooks?
You can. And so if you'd like to save Branthrax from this trap, you simply must let me know how you're going to get him free of all these hooks. Because you found his body easily now through logic. So how are you going to get him free of all these little hooks?
Yeah.
By the way, you hear something heavy fall near you.
Oh no!
I
hate this place.
I'm gonna reach up and grab the lines that are holding the hooks. I'll probably catch a few myself on the way, and that's fine with me. And I'm just gonna yank down.
Now that is a really, really interesting move that I wasn't anticipating. Give me a strength roll, and I'm gonna call this. Let's see here. What is the DR for this? This is a super interesting move. Let's call it a DR 12.
Okay. Mike, super sorry if I accidentally kill you.
It's happened before.
That's a natural 20. This one particular die really likes me, so...
My eye comes back.
Regenerate.
You can't see what it is that you've yanked down out of the sky, Hypoxia.
Sure.
But at least like 6 fleshy forms slam into the ground. It's almost like you're like a kite or balloons, but you've pulled these forms and they go flump, 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 down onto the ground, and you hear.
I'm gonna toss Branthrax over my shoulder and say, "Okay, Quill, let's go."
Should we go? I'm worried about running into more. I'm put my hands out and say, "Are there like more like hooks and stuff in front of us?"
No, I mean, I will allow that the trap has already gone off.
Okay.
That you all
So
have handled it,
go.
and in addition, it looks like Hypoxia has pulled some of the things that were creating the situation out of the sky. So I think that you have a clear path now. Are you going to run deeper into the village?
I think so.
Okay,
this is what I
great.
came here to do, right? I just run forward in the direction that without thinking, Quill's just running forward in the direction we were going when all of this happened.
Secret GM Jill Petracek. Let's send Mike Drucker, the extra character we have for him. But listen. Branthrax isn't dead yet, so something could happen in a minute that would change things. I don't know quite what, but so you run, and I need a strength roll one more time from Hypoxia, because Hypoxia, you're dragging quite a few things with you.
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Take an omen.
Good.
I'm spinning an omen. Re-roll it.
Okay.
All right. 19, so a 21 the second time.
You guys burst into another area where there's sort of a twilight kind of like coloring to everything, where like some light is getting in from the outside world. You're no longer in that hot, close darkness that you were just in. When you burst out into it, you see a couple things. The first thing you see is an enormous kind of like altar covered in blood, with pieces of people kind of some of them stuck to it, like a femur here, a hand with a little flesh still on it, like kind of hanging off of the top. A skull is sitting on one end of it. Also, the other thing you see, Hypoxia specifically, you see is what you have drug out into the light. And what you have drug out into the light are children, little floating children that look like this.
No.
And as you watch, they stop kind of just allowing you to just drag them along the ground. You moved quickly with your strength, but now they're starting to, float up into the air again. And there are, I said 6 forms earlier. That was just an impression you got in the darkness. Let's see how many there actually are.
Just one. Just one creepy
Just
baby
one.
balloon.
I just rolled a d6 and I got a 6. So it is 6. 6 little humanoid forms. And they're dropping their little fishhook trap. And they're kind of like all starting to float around you. Let's see here. I want to make sure that Mike Drucker can
I got the sheet.
Yes, you've got the sheet. So you may introduce this character however you wish, Michael Drucker, but I think that you are going to have to introduce the character now.
Oh, Branthrax.
All right.
Because I just don't know that Branthrax is. I don't want to leave him out of an entire fight, and it looks like one's about to happen.
All right. So this guy is his class apparently is Wretched Royalty, and his name will be, you know what? Prince Borg. Prince Borg. It comes with Barrister the Incredible Horse, adds +2 to presence tests. So I have a great horse. This character is much better rolled than my last one, by the way. Like this one, I wish I had this from the start. So I am basically a prince from a kingdom that has been completely obliterated, like wiped off the map. And I'm very bitter about it. However, I still have like little resources here and there that like left over from like people loyal to my family. But kind of, if the people who destroyed my kingdom find me, they would also kill me. I'm kind of on the run and in hiding.
Very good. And what you see, in addition to the terrible children and the disgusting altar, is this man, he, him, on a horse, on a beautiful horse.
What an incredible horse.
What kind of weapon is he wielding?
Morning Star.
A Morning Star. Swinging a Morning Star, he suddenly enters the battle. And so I think that these things are going to act. And so now I must ask your side to please roll a d6. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Diana's, just because our friend Borg is new to the festivities. And you rolled, what did you say, a 4, Diana?
6.
A 6, and so did they. But ties go to you guys. Wow, that was important. That was an important roll because they rolled a 6. So you guys get to go first. You're faced with 6 of these little creatures. They are still in sort of a floating clump near the wall of darkness where Hypoxia has just dragged them through. What do you do?
I'm going to say, if this is okay, Hypoxia, I don't want to step on your toes here. I'm going to say, Hypoxia, duck. And I don't know if they're surrounding us, if they're like in a clump in front of us, but they look horrible and they've killed my friend and I don't like it. I'm going to give them a Roscoe's Consuming Glare.
There you go, Roscoe's Consuming Glare. So it goes off and it does D8 damage to... it's D8, forgive me, it's D8 people suffer, here it is.
Is it
D4 creatures lose D8 HP each. Yeah.
3 of them.
Uh-huh.
Will take, come on, big numbers, 8 damage.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm mad, don't kill my friends.
Okay, 3 of them take 8 damage. and you watch as their faces, which kind of like look like porcelain, like crack, and you know you can see like the glare from our mad hermit actually like breaks bones and tears ligaments. Like that is how just completely scouring the look that our hermit gives them is. And 3 of them have taken the maximum amount of damage. What an incredible roll. Nice work, Quill. And that is Quill's turn. Who would like to go next? Hypoxia, go.
I'm thinking that as Quill yelled, Hypoxia, duck, Hypoxia went down to like belly crawl, but she did it in such a fashion where she sort of took the strings that are still attached to the little monsters and slammed them down on the ground.
Okay, great. Great. Let's do that with an agility test, because I think that you had to move quickly because they were all dropping their strings to kind of float up toward you, but maybe you moved quickly enough. You know, you got the initiative and you moved quickly enough. Give me an agility test, and I'm going to call it DR 14.
Ugh. 20.
A 20! Nicely done. Is it a natural 20?
Yes, natural 20.
Okay, I was gonna do D4 damage to all of them that we're still holding on. I'm gonna roll to see how many we're still holding on. I'm gonna roll a D6 because there's 6 of them. Okay, that doesn't seem fair. All right, I'm gonna say 4 of them we're still holding on. 4 of them are still holding on. I was gonna say that that deals a damage to them equal to D6, but go ahead and roll D6 twice because you get double damage.
Fuck yeah. That'd be 10 total.
Yes.
10 total.
Nice,
Holy
nice.
shit. 10. And one of the ones that that Quill will already damaged with her glare is destroyed. Shatters into a million pieces, and little oozing organs and things kind of explode out of it. It's like a piñata when you smash it into the ground. Leaves a big wet stain. And now it is our friend Prince Borg, who has just arrived in dramatic fashion on the back of his steed. It's his turn.
My horse is going to run over these kids.
Very good. Okay, so give me, if your horse adds to your presence, I guess you would control it using presence. Prince Borg, please give me a presence roll. And for your horse, that should be normal. So 12 is your target number.
Okay, and my presence is 16. So what bonus is that?
+2.
+2. Great. Okay. 17 altogether.
17 is a success. And so I will once again roll a d6 to see how many of them get crushed under the hooves of your horse.
Fuck.
And I have that 4 of them do. So they're down to only 5 of them, and 4 of them are about to take damage. And let's make that a d6 of damage. Would you roll d6 to tell me?
Yeah. 4.
So that kills 1, 2, 3, and 4 because they were all already damaged. So Prince Borg, you come through with your horse and crush them under your hooves. And now there's one left.
One left. Can I have? I know I already took my turn, but dog does have an attack. It has a bite of D4. As the one that's still left on the ground that isn't dead yet, can I go sick 'em? And dog runs over and tries to bite it.
You actually, good work as a player, but you actually cannot because I'm ruling that dog. You have to spend a turn telling dog to attack.
Copy.
Okay?
So my action would be telling dog to attack as opposed to me.
One thing about Mort Borg is it's very much in the old school style, so there are bonus actions and move actions and all of that stuff. So I just have to rule. You better have viewers have a group that is okay with you just ruling things because they're not going to be able to get into the book, and the book is mostly incredible layouts and cool pictures. They're not going to be able to have you go, actually that's a move action. They won't be able to do that. Okay.
Instead, Quill thinks to themselves, next time I should say sick 'em, dog. I just think it to myself.
This strange little doll it suddenly it's the last one left. It looks around at all of its friends whom you completely destroyed, and then it looks up at the three of you and the unconscious gutter-born scum on the ground, and you all must make a presence test because its eyes start shining, and you hear like coming into your ears as it stares at you. 10, okay. 10, 9, okay. 10 and 21. Prince Borg.
Prince Borg.
My
Nice
presence is
work.
16, so I do get good bonuses.
Prince Borg, you are the only one not frozen with fear for 4 rounds.
4 fucking rounds?
4 rounds. Presence DR12 test at the start of combat to avoid.
I'm so
being
glad we killed all those babies.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's still one left. That's its action. But Prince Borg, you are not frozen with fear. So what do you do?
Okay, I want to do the horse again, but this time the horse is like specifically kicking rear hind legs at it. And on my sheet, it does say the horse is very, very smart, so I think that it would understand this command.
Okay, no problem. Just give me that presence test, and we will call it for this a 12.
17 altogether.
17. Its hooves smash into the child, doing a d6 of damage. Please roll that damage.
D6 of damage. That's going to be a whole 1.
The creature is still up, and so on its turn, it floats over to where poor Branthrax is laying on the ground. It grabs his feet and begins dragging him over to the altar. New round. What do you do, Prince Borg?
Okay.
And this is the second round that Quill and Hypoxia. What do you do when you are overcome with fear and cannot act? What is Quill doing?
I basically like curl up into a ball in like the fetal position on the ground. And
Okay.
and dog is just like whimpering, like doing like the dog thing where you're like, it's okay, but like is like
Right.
whimpering at me. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And how about you, Hypoxia?
Hypoxia was already sort of like belly to the ground. Which, point of order, she still had all the strings that were attached to Branthrax in her hand. Just saying, he's not
That's
going
true.
to the altar alone.
That's true, but she can't. Yeah, okay. Maybe she'll get dragged as well.
I just go with him. But Hypoxia probably like was midway to getting up, and then just kind of caught glimpse of this creepy floating baby doll thing, and just froze. Just like literally all the muscles tensed.
Yeah,
And she
paralysis.
does not move.
Okay, so you can just see Hypoxia's lip quivering over her fang, but she's unable to move. And so, Prince Borg, it is your turn. Second round. What do you do?
Okay. One of my weapons is a bow.
Uh-huh.
Let me just pull it up. I accidentally pulled up the Gutterborn. Bow, D6, 10 arrows. That's all it says on the sheet.
Good idea. You should try it, right? You should try to hit him with the bow.
I'm going to try to hit him with the bow.
Hit him with the bow.
I will roll it. What is the bonus or lack of bonus?
Presence is what you'll use for a ranged attack.
Great. That's going to be 13 altogether.
That's a hit.
Nice. Okay, and that's a D6, right?
That's right.
6!
Dead.
Yes!
Your arrow
nice.
goes through the thing as it's like floating and dragging poor Branthrax towards the altar, but it goes through the little creature and it falls out of its floating levitation, wonk, onto the ground, and things are quiet. And the rounds of fear elapse quickly. We are out of initiative for the moment. And now you all may talk and decide what to do next.
Quill, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. Are you okay?
Yeah, but Branthrax, and
we'll run over.
Yeah.
Just run over to him.
Who is
Branthrax.
Branthrax?
Like you.
Who is this character?
Hi, my name's Prince Borg. I was sent here to look for horrors, and I've become completely lost in the process. Also, I'm somewhat afraid that it was a trap to send me here looking for horrors. I don't know if you guys have had that thought.
Did a creepy little girl send you?
Yeah, it was like a child. It was like a child, but they were like really weird about stuff.
A trap. Fucking killer.
This is a great
we're on this
horse, man.
thing. Yeah, it's an incredible horse.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Some people say it's smarter than me.
Wow. This is really great. Thank you for your help. And yeah, I mean, we're doing the same thing, so maybe we can team up. But first, we have to see if our friend is dead. And I'll stick my ear to his chest to listen for a heartbeat.
Okay. Yeah. So his heart is faint, but it is there. He is at 0 HP, not negative HP, so he is not dead.
He's not dead yet.
I will say that I know this is somewhat meta, but my royal dude has life elixir, D4 doses, heals D6 HP.
That's huge.
You guys made the sheet. I'm not, you can check my homework.
No. I mean, all of these characters were rolled completely randomly, and so that is the item that he rolled, and I forgot that he rolled that. So there he is with the life elixir. Is he going to give it to?
Yeah, I think I have to roll to see how many doses of it I get first.
Okay.
It would seem. So I get 3 doses, and then I'm going to heal for 1, then I'm going to give him another dose. Heal for 4, which will actually bring him to full health. So I use 2 doses. I have 1 dose left.
Very good. And not only that, you now have 2 characters. Do you think you can handle that?
I'm going to do my best. And if I suck at it, just let me know.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't expect any of this to happen. I forgot that there was a healing elixir somewhere on those sheets. So there's 1 dose left. And now your Gutterborn friend returns to the foray.
Cool.
Prince, welcome back. This is Prince Borg. He's got an incredible horse.
In like a very metal way, maybe like I tear off a strip from like one of my whatever I'm wearing and like tie it across my eye, sort of like the bad guy in Waterworld has.
And that's when you suddenly hear from up above, and something starts to lower itself down out of the darkness above you. It is an enormous clump. It's like a sphere made of those children. And they have all stuck to each other so as to make a big giant face in it. And it's going, and as it lowers itself, it spits, and an enormous blade on the end of like a long rope. It looks a little bit like the fish hooks they were using earlier, kind of falls out and then reels back into its mouth. And now this thing begins to move toward you. And please give me another initiative roll, everyone.
I'm going to need a bigger horse.
Okay, you got a 4. I'm going to go with what Diana rolled. So they got a 5. So this thing gets to go first. And that means that it's going to pick someone at random to try to hurt. Let's see, we have 4 players, so 4 characters in play. So I'll roll a d4 to see who it attacks. And it goes with 4. And I'm going to say 4 is, let's see, there's...
Probably should have determined this before rolling.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll do it alphabetically. So wait. So Hypoxia, Branthrax is first. Then we'll go P for Prince Borg. So Branthrax is first, then Hypoxia, then Quill, then Prince Borg. So Prince Borg is the one that's getting attacked, and Prince Borg, this spear dagger on the end of like a line comes shooting out at Prince Borg. Prince Borg, you need to make a defense roll because the GM never rolls to attack in this game. It's only
cool.
Agility roll. Only if you have an agility bonus for Prince Borg.
Does 12 give me a bonus on anything? Or is that
12, I can tell you right away. 12 does not.
okay? 19.
19. Very, very well done. So that is a successful roll, and you were able to jump out of the way of its like a thrashing bladed tongue as this thing kind of lowers itself onto the altar and begins looking at all of you to destroy you. It is now your party's turn. What would you like to do?
I'm not waiting around this time. As soon as I think that it is within reach, I'm gonna sort of sprint. And how tall is this thing? Is it like
about the size of a Volkswagen Bug?
Great.
Okay.
I'm gonna fling myself right at the bug made of babies, and just
the Bug made of babies. Great description.
yeah, bug made of babies. Just kind of like latching onto the side somewhere, because I'm assuming with it being made of babies, I have tons of like handholds and footholds.
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna take a bite out of one.
Great, yeah, the bite attack.
Biting
Rears
that
its-
baby.
Bite a baby. Go ahead and do so. You can go ahead and make your bite attack, which I believe is a DR 10.
Is it a strength, toughness? What is it?
Let me see.
I'm really hoping
Bite
it's
attack. It's going to be a strength because it's a
Okay.
melee attack. Yeah,
Sweet, that's a 19.
Yeah.
that's a hit.
nice?
Cool.
Nice.
Bite those babies.
It's a D6 damage, 1 to 2 on a D6. Enemy gets a free attack, which doesn't sound great. This is my best attack, you guys. 3.
3. So the enemy didn't get an attack. So you just watch as Hypoxia climbs up onto this thing and starts just like ripping it open with her teeth.
I go for the eyes specifically.
Yes.
Like, this one's for you, Branthrax.
Yes. Nicely done. And so that was Hypoxia's turn. Now, who would like to go next?
With Branthrax, I have an idea I want to ask you about. Would it be possible with my knife to just take a turn / action to cut some of those fish line things and get them together in my hand as if I'm going to like use them as a weapon? So sort of use the knife to cut them from their source, have them in my hand for next turn as a weapon that I could possibly use.
Yes, I'll allow it. Yeah, you have like a big clump of fish hooks on the end of line.
Yeah, and that is Branthrax.
Branthrax, that's your turn. Quill, would you like to go?
Quill would like to. Quill is just about dead. Started out with 2 hit points and has taken 1 damage. So, Quill is going to, if they can, run over to the altar and see if there's anything there that feels like words or something that could be spoken that might make all of this go away or appease the monster in some way. I don't know that anything like that would be written on the altar, but Quill would like to run over there and look and see.
Yeah, you run over to the altar and you notice what is left of like a statue's like legs sticking up out of it. So this was initially like a statue in the middle of the town square, but they've evidently ripped the statue down, pulled it down. And so the words you're reading are, you know, just like, for the brave men who died here, we erect this monument that they shall never be forgotten.
I go, and I just slam my fist on it.
Yes, and that leaves us with Prince Borg. Prince Borg, you can still act.
Right over to Quill. Last dose of my healing juice.
Ah, very good.
And
okay,
that is... sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, 3 HP.
I think I can only take 1 of them because my max is 2. But hey, I'm at full health of 2 now. Thank you. That's very nice. I'm like, oh, thanks.
The thing is like trying to shake Hypoxia off of it, and it can't aim at Hypoxia because of where Hypoxia is. So we'll do a D3 instead at the targets that are left to it, and that's a 3, which means that that is Quill, right? Yeah, I think so. No,
was
no,
funny
it's
last
Prince
time.
Borg again. It's
Prince
Prince Borg
Borg
again
again.
because
Yep.
Hypoxia
Because
doesn't count.
Hypoxia is not in it. Yeah.
Okay, so Prince Borg, give me that dodging roll as the thing reels in its weird blade tongue and throws it out again.
All right. This time, 13.
13 is a success. So Prince Borg dodges again. This thing can do one more thing on its round, and what it does is it goes, and as it's like sucking its like bladed tongue back in, it sucks power out of Quill. It sucks something. So
What?
you know how many times you're able to use your powers today, Quill?
Yeah.
One less now. One less.
Oh man, that makes me angry.
It should, but it still hasn't really hurt anybody yet. So, new round, your turn. What is everybody doing?
Does it look like it is made up of these weird baby things, just kind of shoved together, or does it look more like fused flesh?
I would say they're fused quite a bit. Like they look like they've melted into each other quite a bit.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. I'm still gonna keep biting chunks of baby out and just like spitting them behind me.
That sounds like a
basically,
great
I'm trying
idea.
to get to the center of this Tootsie Pop.
Get to the center of the Tootsie Pop. Go for it.
Same thing. Oh no, that's a 1. Just kidding.
Uh-oh. And a 1 is a fail attack, right?
Yeah, that's
so
not
wait,
good.
they don't get a free attack. You just fail at your attack.
I just failed the attack.
Yeah, and I think you're having trouble finding a place that's like a good place to bite, because the place you were gnawing at is like come loose, and now you're looking for like another place to get your like teeth in, and you can't quite find it. All right, what about let's keep it in the same order. Unless people want to change it, you can change it any time. My friend Branthrax.
Okay, I'm going to try to get to an angle that's away from where Hypoxia is on the creature, and I want to just really just swing it and hook it with the hooks. And I'm not trying to like lasso it like I'm going to ride it. It's almost like I want to do as much tearing as I can as I'm pulling it through.
Let's call that a melee attack then, if you're trying to tear at it. And so please make a strength attack against this thing.
Cool. I keep losing character sheets because I just have so many characters. All right. So strength attack. That is going to be an 18.
An 18 is a hit. Go ahead and deal. Let's see. For that, I think D4 damage.
Okay. 2.
2 more damage. You like pull off a couple of the children off the back of it, but they're not whole. Like you pull off part of a torso and like an ivory head, and it comes clattering down off of the thing, kind of making the structure a little bit more wobbly, a little less cohesive. And now, would Quill like to go?
Yeah, I have a question about this like hook tongue thing.
Yeah.
How is it like all the way sucked back inside of the baby head, or is it like
No, it's kind of like
is it in a place where a dog could possibly jump up and grab onto it with its teeth?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use my turn to say, dog, get him, because I want dog to hopefully run over, jump up, grab the hook, and then like basically play tug of war with it to try and anchor down the baby head, but also to keep it from being able to like lash it out at us is my hope.
Awesome. Give me a presence-based attack to just command your dog. You need a 12 or better.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
There you go. So I'm going to rule that this does damage, but it also does this. Dog runs forward under your command, leaps up, gets the tongue in his jaws, and then turns around and runs back with it. And the thing is like pulled down toward the earth. And also, dog can do his D4 damage.
Hey, come on. 2.
2 more damage, guys. You're farther along than you think. The thing I love about, I'm going to keep stopping for my own little editorials. The thing I love about the OSR is that no creatures, like in 5e, creatures have 575 hit points. Fights last 7 hours, and it becomes just this long slog of bookkeeping. This fight is coming to a head. I'll just say it's coming to a head, not a close right now. Quill, amazing turn. It's coming to a baby head. Thank you. Amazing turn. Prince Borg, what would you like to do?
Quick question. These babies that have been torn off by Brantheth, or even these pieces, I know they're pieces, are they living still or are they dead?
Yeah, they're like missing part of an arm and like part of their face was fused to another baby, but they're like, and then they're like,
I'm just going to play it safe and have my horse run over those.
Very good. Give me an attack. Give me a present space attack to command your horse.
12 altogether.
That is a successful attack, and so you shatter these things under the hooves of your brilliant horse. What's the horse's name again?
It actually has a name. Let me bring it up. It is Barbarister. Or
Barbarister.
Barbarister.
I like that. Barbarister shatters these things under his brilliant hooves. His coat is so shiny. It shines through the dark. His hair, the streaming mane. He seems to move in slow motion, and yet he's quicker than any of us. Oh, what a beautiful, supple horse. So you shatter some baby parts, and that is everyone's turn except for the thing. And the thing now does something quite terrible.
No.
It uses Roscoe's glare.
No! Against me, my own spell!
It uses your own spell against you, and that means D4 creatures lose D8 HP.
Oh,
Here's the D4.
Roll 1.
4.
Can it glare at me if I'm on it?
That is a very good question. Now that's the kind of player logic that saves a player's life.
I'm trying.
Can it glare at me if I'm on it? You know what? Like Hypoxia, I'm not trying to just save your life here. I think that you make a good argument. If it's a glare and you're on it, it can't glare at you. So no, you're going to be saved from this. But everybody else,
the only one left.
It may be. It could be. Everyone else, let's see how much damage I do here. Everyone else. Oh my god.
Oh no.
7 damage.
Now, hey, I have armor that says padded cloth, which says minus D2.
Right. So that means you're going to roll a D2, which basically roll a D6 usually, or and then like 1 to 3 is 1, 4 to 6 is 2. And you'll go ahead and save yourself from that much damage.
2 damage, but that's 5, and I just thought I should do it just because I saved
myself.
myself.
Which HP do you have altogether?
2.
Okay, so you've gone to negative. You've gone to negative HP. That means that Quill is dead.
As the glare is happening at me, I turn in a look of shock and return the glare right back, but not in time to be caught in it. And as I fall dead, you see that glare frozen on my face.
What a beautiful and glorious death. What does that do to Prince Borg?
Okay, so Prince Borg. So you said 7 damage, correct?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Prince Borg, that puts him at -1.
Okay.
And
he has armor though, right?
Oh yeah, leather armor minus D2.
Okay, see if that can save him to the tune of, because he's only at -1. So if you get 2, that means you have 1 HP.
Yep. That's like coin flip, right?
Yeah, coin flip.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll a D6 and divide by 2.
Right. Yep.
Or whatever.
That works.
3.
That works.
1. So I
1.
get 1 back, so I'm at 0.
You're at 0, so you're not dead, but Prince Borg is down. Let's do Branthrax.
Branthrax is currently at -3, but he also has armor that could not save him because it would just bring him up to -1.
Oh my god. By stealing Quill's spell, it has decimated the party.
Wait a second. I do have a shield that says -1 HP damage. Does that count for this because it's a spell?
I'll allow it. Yes, of course.
All right, so there is a shot.
Okay, let's see if he survives.
I need a 2. I did not get a 2. He's still dead. He's still -1 HP after all that drama.
Oh,
This will be a controversial combat. I can already hear people getting annoyed with me, but in the comments. But listen, this is supposed to be a tough game. This is supposed to be old school nastiness, and of course, I did listen to Hypoxia's logic there. So Hypoxia, it's now you
Hey,
versus
Dog's still up.
and Dog is still up.
And I will beat Dog.
You will. You can control Dog. I love that, Mike. You had 2 characters, and now you have none.
What about Barbarister the horse?
Okay, you can control. Yes, you can control Barbarister. Yeah, but Barbarister is going to take that 7 damage though. How many HP does Barbarister have?
You know what? It doesn't list my horse's HP on the sheet.
Okay, I'm going to rule that Barbarister has 8 HP, so has 1 HP left to act with. So now here we go. Hypoxia, it is your turn to act. What would you like to do?
You know what? We're going to see first if Hypoxia notices that all 3 of her companions just dropped.
No.
That's an even number, so she didn't realize it.
Poor Hypoxia.
Hypoxia is she's changing her methodology here. Instead of just trying to rip out chunks of the baby, she's now trying to use her jaws to like burrow inside of this terrible thing.
Great.
Nice.
And she's gonna destroy it from the inside.
Great. Give me another attack. And your bite attack only has a DR of 10, so.
And it's a strength, so 11 total.
Ooh.
11 is a hit. Now you can do your damage, and you don't want that 1 or 2.
I'm anxious to see how you try and explain it, though. No, I got a 6. Just kidding.
No problem. You're doing really well. The thing hits the ground, and you are, in fact, burrowing inside of it with your mouth, Hypoxia. And you're ripping bone and sinew and little wet bits out of it with your jaws as you dig deeper. And I'm going to rule that you are so far inside of it now. How could it attack you now? Well, and Dog still has its. In fact, Dog and Barbarister get a turn. So, Dog, what are you doing?
Dog's gonna tug on the rope as hard as he can, and in the hopes that it's connected to something that can like be ripped. You know what I mean? Like from it to cause some damage. So it's gonna try and rip this rope out of its rope tongue out of its body. Is its yeah, and then maybe that's just still the bite D4 attack. But that's what he's doing.
Can Barbarister help? Can we like animal team up?
You guys want to do an animal team up? Sure. That's cute as hell.
This is the darkest version of Snow White ever.
Dog goes over to. I'm like, over to Barbarister.
I don't know what you guys are miming. What exactly happened?
These are the dog ears go up. Dog's ears go up and it goes, but but with a big rope in his mouth while he's growling, so it sounds like, you know, and it gets the horse's Barbarister's attention, and it's like, and then he pulls the rope.
Oh, and does Barbarister helps to pull the rope as well? Yeah. Okay, I get it. Okay, great. Then I'm going to rule that if the horse is helping you, you don't need to make an attack roll. You already have it in your mouth. Just do that D4 of damage. 1. The creature is still up, but you have drug it across the field. You've drug it across the square, approximately 10 more feet. And you know that Hypoxia is like inside of it now, Dog. And Barbarister, you both are like dragging it along the cobbles, like back toward the darkness. And now it is this thing's turn. And I gotta tell you, I don't really know what this thing can do. I guess you know what, it can do something. It can do something. You need to dodge Hypoxia, but I'm going to make it a little harder than normal because you're inside of it. All of the little baby arms start animating and try to rip at you and tear at you and pull you apart. Yeah. So you need to give me a defense roll.
Look,
and
I'm
gonna
stronger
make
than
it-
a baby, you guys. I got this.
I'm gonna make it
But are you stronger than 1,000 babies or however many there are?
a DR 14 defense roll, please.
Do I add anything to that?
No, it's based on your agility, I believe.
Great, because both my agility and that roll sucked. That was a 3.
Uh-oh. So this thing just did damage to you.
Okay.
Uh-oh. We still got to fight. We're still in it, everybody. I'm still in the fight. Let me see how much damage these things do. Okay. Yeah, all right, here we go. You take 3 HP from their little clawing hands. And that's all it's able to do right now. And so now it is your turn. Hypoxia.
Cool. So I actually have fur armor, so I took 1 less damage.
Great.
So as these little baby arms are kind of grabbing onto the protective pelts that I wear, I'll just kind of lean into it, and once that arm is freed where they're kind of pulling from the armor, I'm just going to reach deep into this thing with a crucifix in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
twist it, and rip it right back out.
Ouch. Give me a strength-based attack.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Please do a crucifix damage, which I'm going to call actually a D4.
Two.
Guess what? You just destroyed it.
Now,
Yes.
Please describe. Take as long as you like to describe what you finally do to this thing when you kill it. Go ahead.
So I kind of like to think that there's this moment, because I'm assuming all of the babies are like wailing during this entire ordeal, and it's that terrible noise that's just between the babies, and now there's a dog and a horse mysteriously teaming up outside. Like,
Yes.
all of the noise just sort of falls away, and it gets really, really quiet for a second. And just as it seems like all the little baby arms are sort of going to overpower Hypoxia, and she's just going to get swallowed by this thing, she reaches into the armor that's being tugged at, and she grabs this crucifix, and it's just this one, like, fluid movement and this big squelching noise where this crucifix finds purchase in all of this sort of halfway rotten baby flesh. And as she pulls it back out, it almost does more damage than it really should, rightfully.
Yeah.
Like, there's a very quick entropy that sort of takes place from the inside out of this thing, as it falls in little bits of baby here and there.
And yes, there is now a rain of babies as Hypoxia explodes out, still holding on to her gore-encrusted crucifix. And the pieces fly everywhere. A dog and the horse that 2 of our players are now portraying are hit with little speckled bits of undead child. And so now the threat has been dismissed. Does the darkness dissolve? No, it's still a strange and unholy twilight state here, but there is one thing left on the ground in front of you, Hypoxia. That sort of tongue thing that it was using. It's like a kind of a spear dagger on the end of a really long rope. That is still there, and you may claim that if you wish.
Well, first things first.
Yes.
I absolutely run over to Quill, because Quill was in charge, so
Yes.
I don't know what to do now. And I see if Quill is okay, and once I kind of figure out that that's not what's happening here. I do the same thing to poor Branthrax, who just came back and is now really super dead. And then she'll finally make her way over to Prince Borg, who is not totally dead, but also used up all of his medicine on other people.
Yeah.
Aww.
So she's gonna kind of just like look around before walking over and picking up this thing that, you know, by defunct is what they came here for. And
Dog will pad over to you and just like sit at your side and give you a look like, okay, I follow you now.
Barbarister's there, but a little aloof.
Yeah.
Dog, I think we're following the horse now. I don't.
Well, explain to me. You know, so you can claim this weapon, and you can also tell me what you do after that. Like, do you continue to search? Do you gather up corpses of these things? These are definitely horrors that you could show to Sangua. What do you do?
And just so
horrific.
Quill had a sack, so that would be with her body, and that she had put that book in. So if you need a sack, you could probably loot it off of Quill's.
How
body.
much weight does it look like the Barrister can carry?
The Barrister is a great nickname for our horse friend. A lot. He's a fantastic horse. So
I mean, he's a great horse. Do I get the sense that he can carry all of the corpses of my friends and maybe some of the baby chunks?
Man, you know what? Encumbrance is important in this game. So should I figure it out?
I'm also going to make it very clear, I'm riding this horse out of here as fast as I fucking can.
Oh, okay. I hear you on that. So you're going to ride the horse out of here as fast as you... Oh, here we go. Carrying capacity. You can carry strength plus 8 normal-sized items without a problem. After that, when testing strength and agility, the DR increases by 2. So I'm going to rule that Barbarister, being a fantastic horse, has the highest strength that a PC could have. And that would be 18. Well, actually, PCs can have up to 20 strength, but I think 18 is good for a horse.
Yeah.
So Barbarister can carry 18 plus 8, so 26 normal size items without a problem. I'm going to call a person is more than one normal sized item. A person, I'm going to call that 3 normal sized items, a person. And that's me being super generous. So each person that you want Barbarister to carry is 3 items. So if you wanted him to carry all the corpses and Prince Borg, that's 3 people. So that's 9 of your 26 items.
Okay. I'll take Quill's bag and kind of put some baby parts in there. I don't feel like I need to bring this whole mess back with me, but just enough to kind of give the idea. And I'll load all of that onto Barbarister. I'll pick up Dog and kind of sit Dog in Barbarister's saddle for the time being. And I'll go and I'll pick up the weapon. And
great. Let me tell you what you have here. You have a Furba. A Furba is a type of... I know, it sounds like Furby, but it's Furba. Phurba. So you don't know what its powers are. You have to experiment with it, but it's definitely magical in some way. You could tell, because it was part of this sort of unholy kind of gestalt being of these like children. And you can tell just by looking at it that it's still kind of imbued with the power that was in it before. But basically, you know, it's a long dagger type spear on the end of a rope. So you throw it like Scorpion in Mortal Kombat. And let me know when you want to play with that or experiment with that. But what is your next move?
Was creepy little girl witch lady, was she just like hanging out outside of the darkness, or was she expecting to meet us back at the Onion Hut?
Sangua, the priestess of Necrobell, went to the outskirts of the Dark Waste with you. So
she's just waiting there.
She's waiting right outside. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm going to try and make my way back there. And if I'm able to, I would like to take an action before completely giving away my position, as it were.
What would you want to take an action before giving? Okay, what action would you like to take?
I want to throw that spear thing at her.
Oh my god. Well, first we need to get you out of the dark waste. So there are still these sort of walls of darkness around the whole village. And are you just taking the horse and all your things and heading back into the darkness?
I mean, it sure beats staying here. so
It does
yeah.
beat staying here. So what happens is you have a chance of getting lost in the darkness and not being able to find your way out.
Great.
It's like it's going to be a DR16 presence test.
Oh, fuck.
Can the horse help?
Wait, I have the horse now.
The horse can help. The horse can help, but the horse doesn't really have presence because it's a horse. So how would it help?
Give +2?
Yeah,
it does give +2 to presence tests.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll allow it.
Barrister's the greatest horse, you guys. I've renamed him. 19.
19. Very well done. Barrister, which is now the name of the horse, leads you quickly out of the darkness. Just leads you quickly out of the darkness. And soon you come to a little tent in a field of kind of yellow wheat that is on the edge. You know, the sun is shining outside of the darkness. You were in perpetual night, but you explode out into a gray day, and you find a little tent that contains Sangua in the blowing wheat. And do you want to call Sangua to you?
No, I just want to sneak up on Sangua and kill her.
All right, give me an agility test.
Yeah.
Listen, you all kept saying, I don't know, I think Hypoxia is pretty smart. She's not. She's literally carrying out every idea that crosses her mind. It's not intelligence. It's not what's going on here. You said agility?
That's right.
Cool, 18.
Oh boy.
Holy shit. So, you notice that the tiny Sangua, who isn't in fact a child, but is just like a person that didn't grow. Perhaps the priesthood and Necrobel have some sort of methods for making this happen. But she's just inside of her tent, reading the scriptures of Necrobel and not paying attention. There are some incense burning, and she's reading through the scriptures in this big kind of illuminated Bible with big tassel bookmarks hanging out of it. And you can do as you wish. She does not realize that you are there.
I'm going to stab her with the big cool new weapon.
Very good. Give me a presence test. We'll call this a ranged attack. Give me a presence test to throw this at her.
19.
Your dice are hot tonight, Diana.
Die.
The Furba flies through the air, through the opening in the tent that you kind of lifted, and it goes directly into her heart. And when it hits her, she doesn't scream like a little girl. She goes, this is a vampiric Furba. It heals you as it harms your target. It does D3 damage.
Oh, no.
So would you roll a D6 and tell me what you rolled, and I'll tell you what that is on a D3?
4.
Okay, 4. So 4 is 2. So you do 2 damage to Sangua, and you heal 2 damage if you had any missing on your sheet, Hypoxia. Thank you, by the way, Mike and Paula, for just hanging in there while we
Dawn
resolve.
is very interested in what's going on.
And you are draining the HP from your target. And do you want to continue doing that? Because she's going to try to get loose.
Well, so in that moment, because I like to think that I surprised her enough to have time to command my new animal army to take action.
Okay, great.
So I would kind of just like nudge Barrister forward and I would say, "Get him, dog!" But yes, I will continue draining.
Okay, great. So go ahead and you continue draining, and dog and horse. I mean, come on, this isn't like a powerfully built person that you are taking down here. So let's forgo a bunch of rolls and just say that as you drain the last of her heart's blood, as the horse crushes her, as dog tears at her, as you drain the last of her heart's blood, you must make a presence test right now.
16.
16 is a success. So you find yourself like really kind of, I mean, the thrill of draining that life force. For a moment, you became sort of like thirsty for it, and you wanted more. And you looked at the dog, and you looked at the horse, and you thought about it. But you've managed to control yourself, Hypoxia. Hypoxia, the fanged character, has become a true vampire, perhaps. So that is perhaps one of the drawbacks of this weapon, is that the more you use it, the more you hunger for the blood of your foes.
You say drawback, I say quirk.
Right, it's a quirk.
Feature, not a flaw.
Among Sangua's things, you find. Let's do it this way. You find 140 silver, which is a lot. And you find one of those elixirs of health.
Ooh.
You have a companion who is not quite totally dead, but I gotta say, I don't know where Hypoxia is coming from. I don't know what she's gonna do.
Yeah, she's kind of on one right now. So she's gonna move away from the now desiccated corpse of Sangua and maybe find some nice sunlit patch of hillside to revive Prince Borg on. And I want to make it so that the first thing he sees is Barrister's face. Because I know that, a boy and his horse, it's a special bond.
Yeah.
That's what I want him to wake up to. And I'll use the elixir.
The horse nuzzles your face. I think it gives a D4 back. So go ahead and roll a D4 for Prince Borg.
Me? Cool.
Yeah, you can roll it, Mike.
4. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Prince Borg doing well. You awaken on a somewhat sunny hillside with your magnificent horse nuzzling you lovingly. And near you stands a homicidal maniac.
And a dog.
And a dog.
With blood probably in its fur.
And I'm like, what I miss? Did I miss?
Not like a whole lot. I have some graves to dig, though, if you'd like to help.
Very good. Very good. I'm actually gonna. Would you like to help her dig these graves, friend, Prince Borg?
Yeah, I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna help her dig some graves. I think I can see what the situation is. Like, there's part of me that's a little disappointed we killed the little priestess because I thought it would help me, but also I kind of am afraid of Hypoxia, so I'm just gonna go with the flow for the moment.
Very good. You find some more things among Hypoxia's stuff as you start to take apart her little home here. And
you mean Sangua, not my stuff. I don't have any stuff.
Forgive me, Hypoxia. I did mean Sangua.
So
one thing you find is a golden ball.
Ooh.
And then
dog's ears go up when a ball is and runs after it to go get it. Yeah.
And then one of you, as you're handling the corpse of Branthrax, your hands come back with something lukewarm, brown, and acidic, and you take D2 plus 1 damage and smell terrible for days.
His barf. His vomit.
Yeah.
Grossness.
Yeah. So let me see which of you that happened to. It happened to Borg. Borg,
You wouldn't know.
Are you,
You were
about to
trying
die again? Because I don't know that I can handle it right now.
Borg,
How
you
much-
take 2 damage and you smell terrible for D4 days. You smell terrible for 1 day.
All right, I can take 1 day, and I'm still up.
And then I will say you find the golden ball, my friend Hypoxia, since the luck is all apparently going your way.
I
And
guess.
as you're throwing the corpses away, perhaps you happen to look over the huge Bible that of Necrobel that Sangua had open, and she had it open to a passage, Psalm 5, verse 4. And one night all those not yet of 7 years and 7 days shall pass, born and unborn, and dawn shall give them life as eaters of men. One of the miseries truly has come to pass within the dark waste, and soon the entire world will pass into shadow. And that is where we will end for tonight.
Hopeful, you know.
I had to make it.
Uplifting.
Yeah.
I had to make it sad at the end, and also all of the characters were dead.
Yes.
Dog was
Borg was
dog
a
and
fan-
hypoxia.
Yeah, I mean, I am I getting a little bit of romance vibes between Hypoxia and Borg?
I like
Under
that
the
this
threat
was
of
as
death,
hard-
maybe.
This was hardcore metal at the start, and then it was like a dog and a horse helping along.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot, I'll just be the dog.
It
Look.
took a real Disney turn there.
Look, I did my part to make this black metal. There were fish hooks and eyes. There was I TPK'd at one point, mostly like and you know, you guys brought the wholesome, swell, fun-loving animal part of it. You know, it ended up being like a black metal Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like the black. Well, was this Disney? Like the Black Cauldron, basically. You know?
Yeah, or the Fox and the Hound, but metal.
yeah, or Bambi.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, look, I wish we could have gone longer, but I feel like we did it, and
We did it.
and I really love this experience. I had so much fun. Thank you, Mike Drucker, Paula Deming, Diana D'Amico. You guys, you made it so fun. We can't wait to have you on again sometime soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you, guys. Find these guys on their socials. Tell them you love them, and give them a high five digitally for all of their great work on the stream tonight. I want to thank them again. That's Mike Drucker, who has an incredible Twitter account, Diana D'Amico, and Paula Deming. You can watch them both stream all the time, Paula and Diana. Find their stuff and tell them that you enjoyed them on Stream of Blood playing Mork Borg. I'm Jared Logan, and that's our show for tonight. This Sunday is the final installment of Frankenstein's of Pennsylvania. Tune in at 9 a.m. Pacific this coming Sunday, November 21st, to check out Frankenstein of Pennsylvania, the final chapter, and that's it, really. You guys treat each other well. Have happy Thanksgiving times. We'll have more announcements coming for the Stream of Blood pretty soon. But I guess I will go ahead and say this. I will say this. Actually, if you already turned off the stream, you made a mistake. If you're a Stream of Blood fan, because I'm about to drop a little knowledge. We are going to be taking a hiatus after the 21st into the new year. So we will not be doing a weekly Taste of Blood show. We will not be doing a weekly Frankenstein's or Vampire show. However, in December, you're going to get two things. We're going to stream twice. One is going to be on December 4th, and more details to follow. You'll see the Tin Whistles. The Tin Whistles, our Blades in the Dark crew, will play a climax to their adventures here on the Stream of Blood. That is our Blood and Blades series. We'll be back for December 4th. And I've already confirmed with the players, but I don't have an exact, definite confirmed date yet. Later in the month of December, there will be a final Vampire Christmas special. A Vampires of Pittsburgh, very special Christmas special. So that is happening in the month of December while we're on hiatus. We even play while we're hiatusing. So I hope that makes you happy, I hope you'll tune in for those things. Those are my announcements. And now I just want to say my thank yous. Thank you to Brian Baldinger, Clinton Trucks, producers and partners, Megan Arch, social media manager, Jill Petracek, who is a Swiss Army knife of a human being, who does our art direction and also ran the show as a producer tonight. Thank you, Jill. And thank you to all of you, the viewers. We really love playing for you. That's it. Good night, and may the rotting corpse of some dead god bless you.